afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from the host Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero Psych, Defender of the Fatherland, here with the 1 vs 1 on Arnhem Checkpoint. Between the south, we have got Dave fighting for the United States of America, freedom and democracy for the 2nd Armored Division, versus in the north, we got Wuff here fighting for the Oberkommando West for the 17th SS. Panzergrenadier Division Götz von Berlichingen. With Scavenge, Fortifications, and Buff of Ground Forces with Infantry and Sturmpioneer Bulletins versus Dave's Infantry, Airborne, and Rifle Company. That is definitely not meta. We got Bazooka Bulletins, we got anti-tank grenade bulletins, and we got Infantry Bulletins here for Dave. Second last squad on the way, then we got a full-scale Kuban start here for Wuff, who's rushing his Sturmpioneers straight ahead. Going in pretty aggressively, trying to disrupt here Dave in the early game, using the power of the Sturmgewehr 44, which is where it was sort of officially adopted by the German army, having been until then for several years been under secret development, even unknown to the Führer. Rather than under fire though, and certainly a bit of sort of standoff here. In this case, I mean, he needs to do something a bit extra, otherwise, I mean, this is going to take some time, and this could very well go in sort of Dave's favour. I mean, he can sort of tie a lot more troops up, though here it's going to be great for Wuff, because right now it's just 300 manpower being kept occupied by 280. But there you go, more riflemen arriving, in this case not taking up heavy cover, and there we go. Choosing to focus on them would effectively be the best idea there, since they're going to be a lot easier to kill than the riflemen in heavy cover. Forces here arriving now. Further sort of just more and more being drawn in terms of resources. The umpire's quickly sneaking out. I think he's trying to close them out in the open here, try and catch them a bit there with some more shots. Almost pulled it off here. Now putting up the forces there, which is a bit better so. Going to try and flank in with the Sturmpioneers, but they're already low in health there, so it's a bit more risky here now for Wuff to do so. And there you go, they're quickly focused down here as Dave realised, of course, what is the bigger threat there. Need to retreat the Sturmpioneers pretty soon. We got more folks arriving there for Wuff, but they're going to take some time there. Kuban's all the way over here. We got Rierson securing territory. And in fact, he's gone for 2 Rierson squads here. Here, Dave. Almost got the rifle squad there over by the Opel Blitz. But the Sturmpioneers themselves also pretty dead. In fact, he needs to retreat soon. Otherwise, Wuff could very easily risk a full wipe. Rather than there taking further loss, there we go. Almost wipe, and good lord, that was damn close. That was also damn lucky for Wuff. But at the same time, they have to do quite a bit of damage here. One rifle squad almost dead, another one also low on health. So if you can get the other full squad there down in time, you should have a chance. And now he's shifting the Kuban from the west towards the east. An aggressive shift there by Wuff. David, meanwhile, going for a mortar. And neither player here in the first few minutes have chosen a doctrine. But there we go, with the arrival of the second full squad here. Dave's positions here in the centre seem to be slowly collapsing as they are just being outnumbered by German infantry. Yes, they're apparently drawing away from here, perhaps Dave getting other ideas as to how to fight this. Rierson's in the centre though, continue to bleed out as German infantry advances further on. There you go, he actually pushes a bit further up, risking a few more hits there. Not entirely sure what compelled Dave to do that, but seems awfully risky. In this case, it looks like actually just to draw in attention there for the mortar, also spot for it. And there we go, Wuff's been out in the open, they're a bit more exposed. Need to retreat, need to fall back. Very quickly result in a wipe there for Wuff, which is certainly not something Wuff could afford in the early game. More forces moving ahead, the Sturmpioneers reinforcing. Truck ready, and we got the Kuban continuing eastwards here. Likely he's going to go for the Battle Group headquarters, but mechanized would not be a bad idea either, I think, here versus Dave. Sneak up behind him, and again he's drawing in so much attention towards the centre, he then sneaks behind Dave and goes straight for the Kopf bomb there with the Kuban. Nicely manoeuvred there by Wuff, nicely and sharply manoeuvred. Rather out in the hub as the Kuban, taking minor loss there as the machine gun just tears into them. Kuban being pushed back, mortar they just continue to blast away. Oh, that's a nasty hit. That was actually close to a full wipe there against the full Grenadier squad. But in that regard, Wuff got a bit lucky. You could say Dave got a bit of bad luck. It's a bit here and there. Do we have any take up for David? In fact, we do have the Lieutenant. David's going in very aggressively versus Wuff here as the Americans. Going straight for the Lieutenant, which could mean 50 calibers, M20s, and AA half-techs. Certainly pushing in as hard as he can versus Wuff in this situation here. In the east, the Kuban's being hunted down here by increasing large amount of riflemen, though some of them are pretty depleted. It's going to make it pretty difficult for Wuff to get his Kuban to safety, even save it. But again, it's actually drawing out a lot of resources, because even depleted, these still represent, 280 manpower investments. They're just, now basically trying to hunt down a single 210 manpower unit on the Far East, which again is drawing away all of these resources away from the front line. So in that regard, it makes a lot of sense. In this case, thanks to this unique topography of the map, he was actually able to escape with the Kuban. Again, it's also why I like Arnhem Checkpoint. It has a surprisingly large amount of depth for a map. There's a lot of sort of paths hidden here and there. Again, This is one of the reasons why I think Arnhem Checkpoint is in fact a pretty damn good map. Mortifier there against the Volksguns in the centre. Kuban then need repairs. Battle Group headquarters up there with medics on the way there for Wuff. Sturm Pioneers far in the west. They might try to draw them towards the centre. Maybe try to tracks up for a flank path, like deep flank moving up through here and then heading behind Dave from through here. That could do some damage, but oh well. Battle Group headquarters up. He's gone for Jaeger. Dave has gone for airborne. Hello. We don't get to see airborne very much now, do we? But Scavenge is certainly one of the common. Again, it's sort of the crutch doctrine for the Oberkommandant to an extent, It sort of serves the same purpose than the mechanized assault does, for the Wehrmacht. Again, you call in infantry, call in the tank, get a bit of grenades, a bit of artillery, that kind of stuff there. I mean, it can be used well, but for many Oberkommandant players, it's very much a crutch. Back here, the troops reinforcing, healing. No sign of Sturmgewehrs here for Wuff so far. Kuban moving up here. Could bother consider laying down some mines around here, or there. I mean, anything you do to make it harder there for Dave to push forwards. But otherwise, I mean, there's been a lot of fighting around the centre. But again, for Wuff, though, he has displayed, a nice ability not to just get sucked in. Whereas again, he's forced Dave to some extent be sucked in. Dave, in part, of course, has allowed himself to be sucked into the centre. Again, that has worked for Wuff, but it seems like Dave is sort of slightly waking up from that. But still, mines here would be good. Mortar continues to fire away. Their foot squad, they're almost wiped, pushed back. Could maybe try and flank behind, but in this case, he allows himself to be slowed down, which does mean he can't rush the mortar easily. Of course, got the lieutenant here covering the mortar now with his BAR and his Thompson Sap machine gun. And we got Jaegers arriving here as well, covering a bit of the retreat path of Sturm Pioneers the will there, with their scoped D33 and the regular K98Ks. We got a squad moving up here again, trying to hit for the CoH2 on there. Good work by Wuff. Work, a bit risky, but again, overall should work out. The Sturm Pioneers need to fall back soon. And send a grenade. Oh, grenade assault! Oh, close one there for Dave. That could have been a full wipe there. But instead, did suffer heavily here. And the H-Crew now finish off the Lieutenant and going to send a grenade further to push in there. Sturm Pioneers don't need to fall back. They are super low on health there. Super low. This is definitely Wuff pushing his luck way too far, but can actually sort of hold up to. And there we go. There is a high likelihood that they're getting wiped. But again, in this case, it seems like Wuff is having some pretty brutal luck. At the same time, Fulton's flanking up behind here. Mortar, in fact, pushed back. Definite small tactical victory there for Wuff here. The Dave's been forced to pull back. The Mortar nice flanking again, though, with Fulton's grenadiers. At the same time, they're skirmishing up here. Reason's being pushed back. And rather they're being pushed back from here, the centre. Assault rifles up there, increasing the firepower can bring to bear versus Dave. Dave going for the 50 caliber. He's also gone for the captain. 50 caliber, they're definitely not a bad idea, can certainly put a lot of pressure on Wuff's infantry, and of course make it hard for him to use his, infantry overall. Unit wiped. Small victory there for Wuff and the fatherland. The 17th SS, formed from ethnic Germans from Hungary, and I think Romania as well. It never really got a lot of training. In fact, by the time Normandy happened, it had at most, I think the best units got maybe 3 months of training, and the rest maybe got like a few weeks of training before they were then sort of thrust into the battle. They also rather had the distinction that several of the battalions had to be bicycle mounted because they didn't have enough trucks. In many regards, it actually lacked a lot of equipment. It's also got Marders instead of the Jagdpanzer 4s it was supposed to have. In fact, it was one of the first few units so you actually get Jagdpanzers. But again, alongside the 12th SS, that they came much too late there for Normandy. Bit of action over here by the northwestern fuel pond there. Good counter move there by Dave. Of course, Wuff is returning the favour here. Yeah, I like to see the Americans move their panzers with that fuel. Yeah, but ours. Scheiße, Ludwig. Stop talking like that. You're making me nervous. But there you go, Academy for out. Wuff certainly taking the armour for that serious. Cap moving up there, the bazooka in hand. Obviously not his hand, some other guy's hand. Jaegers need to be careful, got Mortifier raining down there. 50 caliber covering up the front as well. Heavy aggressive now, we can see Davis sort of realising he doesn't need to sink all of his resources into the centre. He's now sort of spreading out, making some more aggressive pushes left and right, which is certainly putting more pressure on Wuff and again denying him resources. Steel Pines versus Rifleman, that should be a one engagement I think by Wuff unless he does something really silly. There we go, Rifleman pushed back, but the damage has been done. That point is very much American for now. Lieutenant here winning there by supporting the cap by flanking the Volksgrenadier squad. And again, Wuff here taking a very, very roundabout path for the Kugelwagen to avoid destruction. Second truck up, they'll probably try and set the Schwerpanzer quarters around here to cover both the fuel and the CoH point, at least the CoH point. I mean, you could, for example, set it up around the I think, Orchard here, covering that and that decently. More assault rifles up here, more Sturmgewehrs for Wuff and the 17th SS. Rifleman charging in there. An MD-34 I think would also be a nice choice for Wuff to help keep some of Dave's infantry in control. Dave, I think, just needs to begin using his stocks. I mean, he could go for Pathfinders easily, he could go for paratroopers. A few paratroopers. There we go. In fact, he neatly calls in a paratroop squad here. 82nd Airborne Division. Now the question is where they're being called in. Oh, there we go. Bit close here. One of them could, in theory, get entangled in a tree, but does avoid such a horrific fate. Could go for Thompson, could fly machine guns on a more sort of open map like this. A light machine gun team at least is not a bad idea at all. I mean, could also later on support with the Thompson team, but initially a light machine gun team I think is going to be the most effective there for Dave. Modifier there on the Jaegers. Follows their push back as soon as they see the paratroopers sort of charge forwards. And Lieutenant's thinking about there. Going straight here for the 12 point, though he does control the center, so it's not quite as necessary or vital. Schwerpanzer Squad's not for Wuff. He needs to be fast about that one, I think. He needs to be fast. Quick. So on there. Certainly some heavier sort of resistance around the center now. And still no. Oh, there we go. We do get the light machine guns here for Wuff. Not Wuff, but Dave here's paratroopers. Pair 30 calibers on the way here. Jaegers moving up here. Lessons closing wiped out. And then end up retreating. More fighting around here. Need to try and flank Dave's position again. Need to try and hit the support weapons. And then we've got, in fact, there's a mortar that's pretty exposed out in the open. Paratroopers still got some time before the light machine guns are added to their squad. Fulton they're taking quite a bit of damage in up here. Reinforcement healing going on. Light infantry gun there for Wuff. I mean, his opponent does by this point have some support weapons, so it's not a bad idea, but he does also have quite a bit of infantry, so a machine gun would also be a pretty good idea there for Wuff. You know, the Schwerpanzer quarters would also be a pretty good idea there for Wuff. In fact, there's some looks like he cancelled it, but either way, as I was about to say, there are several things here that would be a pretty good idea for Wuff. There we go, the double 30 caliber machine guns up there. Yeah. Spray them with lead. Really? Yeah. Alright. You sound sweet. You just shoot them, damn it. I was trying to be, you know, poetic. Up here, though, Captain being caught here by the false gun. It is quickly shot to bits. Captain, in fact, suffers rather dramatic death. And the rest of the unit might, in fact, get wiped out here. Yup, bazooka drop, though Wuff has no immediate troops that can actually pick it up. He goes for the light infantry gun, but he does also go here for the Schwerpanzer quarters. Though a part would say, you know, cancel that, instead go for some orbital dart, you know, bring up some heavy infantry that can that way challenge Dave's infantry, which is currently unupgraded, plus the paratroopers more efficiently. I think that will work out a lot better right now for Wuff than a light infantry gun. Spotting there secure, we got the Lieutenant flanking against the Fultz Grenadiers. Might grab the bazooka and turn it against them Krauts. Well, deny it to the Germans. They've come moving up, there we go. Halted by the Schwerpanzer quarters. It's 30, so I'm in a bit of flak. Up here, Fultz and Tom, there we go. We got the 50 caliber raking into their backs, tearing them apart. Nice setup there by Dave of the 2nd Armoured, who's in fact now taking up for armour. There we got the Major on the way. Wuff could aim here for a Panzerform, and currently sort of in that regard got a bit of an advantage over his opponent. So Panzerform initially would not be a bad choice at all for Wuff. It would not be a bad choice at all. Though I definitely think we should go for some Obersladen as well. They're shooting here. We got the paratroopers caught out in the open, but they're quick to fall back. In this case, we I think, just popped a cooked grenade at the house, clearing out the Germans, but instead starts to engage from sort of more far away distance with the light machine guns and the M1 carbines. Troops sitting out there. Closing in on the Panzer IV there for Wuff and the Fatherland. Jaegers occupying a position there with the Fultons occupying the church. Rather moving up with the BAR, so we can see Dave now to upgrade his infantry. Mortar there, veteran infantry ready to rain down death upon Wuff's head. And we got another Jaeger squad here. I can see why I want to get sort of immediate advantage there versus the paratroopers, but I mean, there's a part of me that does think, you know, you could easily have gone for the Panther 4, but then, of course, you could also not just try and save up for the Panther. That way, just establish more brutal armor dominance versus Dave. Though, of course, the Panther 4 would immediately help versus the armor, or also help versus the infantry. I mean, there are a few options there for Wuff. He just, you know, needs to remember to use them. But it's up to 2 Jaegers now, 3 Fultz Grenadiers, and a Sturm Pioneer squad. Certainly, that might also mean the Orbis on a bit too much infantry, which again would mean probably the Jaegers there were a bit too much. You know, he should have waited instead for the Orbis squad, and that way, you know, build up towards a bit more elite infantry. I think could pressure Dave's troops a bit better there. And there you go, he actually got a wipe there. Fultz squad wiped, so it might not matter that he has got 2 Jaeger squads, because now there is room for the Obersoldaten, without necessarily giving him too big of an infantry hump. Though, of course, an SS Panzer Grenadier Division would have had a lot of infantry. In fact, it would have been one of the German divisions with the most infantry, since it had, you know, 3 battalions per regiment, unlike, say, a regular, even infantry division for the regular army had, which only had like 2 battalions per regiment, and a Panzer division would have 3 regiments. Similarly, like an infantry division, of course, they're just motorized. So, in that regard, the 17th SS did have a ton of infantry to throw at the enemy. It wasn't very good at using it. And there was certainly talk about sort of in late 1944, you know, just to disband the division, hand out the equipment, and then meant to divisions that could make a lot better use of it. But going straight for the centre here, which of course allows David to get the most out of support weapons. In that regard, I think Wuff needs to try and, again, not feed Dave the experience head on, but actually try and flank, you know, hit the more vulnerable targets again, to try and seek out the mortars, for example. You can get armor piercing rounds there for increased damage, which also, by the way, works versus infantry. Of course, you don't see used that much there. Yeah, because they're taking man loss. The house they're about to collapse. Bit of harassment in the east with the Kubelwagen, which has actually survived this long. That's actually a bit impressive there by Wuff. And he can soon go for the Panther. I mean, he's got the fuel. He just needs the manpower. Instead, he ends up going for the Panzer IV. I mean, again, it's not a bad choice, but the problem is rather than end up delaying his Panzer IV by so much, he might as well go for the Panther. And that's a bit the problem when he then decided to go for that Jaeger squad. It actually delayed his Panther, or his Panzer IV there, by numerous minutes, which again means, you know, whatever advantage he could have is suddenly diminishing, in which case he's better off going for a Panther. That's really the thing to keep in mind about the Oberkommando. There's sort of like specific windows, again, depending on the situation, all that, for using your Panzer IV. And Arch, again, deciding it's better to go for a Panther. In this case, it can't help but feel Wuff sort of missed that window. Again, the Panther IV would have been really great, and way now is, I think, notably better off just going for a Panther. Because now Dave's had enough time to have a chance to bring up arm of his own. In fact, he's going straight for the Jackson. But there you go, we got the Panzer IV out there for Wuff and the 17th SS. The Panzer IV running from another Panzer division to support, since the 17th SS really had no Panzers itself. Its actual Panzer battalion, which it did have, by the way, was actually equipped with Stugs, which was very common for most Panzer Grenadier divisions. In most cases, they actually would have had Stug 4s. That's a little fun detail there. And which seemed to have been very common, that Stug 4s were in fact utilised to sort of, well, equip the Panzer Grenadier divisions with Panzers, well, Stugs specifically. So a little fun detail there. Jackson on the way there for Dave and the 2nd Armoured. Got a pin mount machine gun there ready for Wuff's Panzer IV. Moving into hunt. Oh, getting some good hits on the paratroops, quickly dropping down 2 men there like sacks of spoiled potatoes. We got there the Jackson tank shot out for Dave. One there being harassed has... Oh, he has actually used booby traps. Great, though he still could lay down more. He could also lay down some mines. In fact, there we go as well. Good work there. Panzer IV rushing straight towards the centre. Bit risky. I mean, that rather requires your opponent not having any anti-tank guns for this to sort of really be effective. In this case, it's pretty clear Wuff's got one. Not Wuff, but Dave. Damn it, I keep mixing them up for some reason. Panzer IV, though, is able to escape, though, with minimal damage, but still needs to be fixed up. Their lieutenant going for the Western Victory Point again, aggressively pushing forwards there for America and freedom. Wuff, I think, should definitely be considering an orbital Dardan squad next. And now with a tank destroyer out like that, I mean, a Panther, I think, would be pretty crucial then, helping the Panzer IV deal with the Jackson. Plus, of course, we just give Dave a bigger threat to deal with. And that can give perhaps a bit more of a psychological edge. Whoa, almost got the lieutenant there. Good hit from the Panther IV. Oh, another excellent hit. That Panther IV is certainly doing quite well there. And he gets a rough score there. Bit of loss for Dave, but there you go. Jackson goes straight for the Panther IV, gets a good hit there. Panther IV forces to fall back. That's less than half health. Cannot survive a lot more hits like that. And it looks like he could lose a full squad there to Dave's men, but nope, he does retreat in time, avoiding death by Dave. And we got a second pair squad here for Dave. He's calling in a lot, really to support his men there. Not a bad idea at all. Comparatively, Wuff's really been only calling in Jaegers, which can't really compete with the paratroopers as long as Wuff makes good use, or Dave makes good use of them. I mean, they certainly can do a lot of damage, but as you might have been noticing there, the one he's called in there, for example, done about many kills there. It's the paratrooper squad. So definitely not a bad investment there for David at all. In fact, they're quickly raking up kills. See if they can hit Betchy 2 and Betchy 3. They're going to be a real problem there for Wuff. And the Kubang finally goes down into the Vietnam squad with a bazooka added to it. Another Panther IV there for Wuff. And 2 Panther IVs can work there versus Jackson. They can also do a lot of damage. It certainly requires Wuff then to make sure really good use of them and to properly support them. Otherwise, they can very quickly be wasted. I mean, we are seeing that Dave's bringing up more and more anti-tank weapons. So, I mean, the Panzer IVs could quickly find themselves in a lot of trouble. Almost 52 there on the paratroopers. Second squad there, by the way, took a bit of damage, but he's quick to bring up the Thompsons for that one. Adding some close quarters fire damage. There we go, got Fox being hunted down. Ooh, could be a ready to upgrade there. Fire away with them, and there we go. He couldn't go for tactical assault. And does need it. Unit wiped. Bit of a loss there for Wuff and the 17th SS. Jackson moves up with his 90mm gun, shoots and fails to hit. Good hit there with the Panther IV on the Jackson. And gets a good return hit on that crap tank. Grabbing the point there, we got the Kedmev moving up. So 2 Panther IVs here. I don't think attacking head-on with the Panther IVs is a good idea. I mean, he's basically attacking into an anti-tank kill zone established by David again. He knows the anti-tank is there, and the Jackson is nearby. I mean, moving into where both of them can easily hit his tank there is tactically not very wise there by Wuff. I mean, he first needs to pull back the Panther IV, then need to get the on out of there before it takes too much damage. And then basically what Wuff needs to do is either attack through the Western Road and hit up there, or in this case, what I think is more wise, sneak up some infantry, maybe have some Jaegers sort of spot ahead, creep, up using cover. And this is once you find a good path, rush in here, attack through there, and sort of get behind here, and then he should aim for the anti-tank and quickly knock it out, isolating Dave's Jackson a bit more, and that way knocking that one up pretty more easily as well there. If you can do that, I think Wuff should have a good chance. And meanwhile, the Panther IV is sort of trying to deal with things here, acting like a one-man fire brigade, putting out the fires along the front. Volksgunde is moving east. Looks like he's planning a mechanized regiment here for the fatherland. To repair his tanks, so you don't have to constantly manage that one. Just needs to keep his tanks close to the mechanized regiment, and they can be auto-fixed. As for Dave, Shums would not be a bad idea. Another Jackson could, in theory, also work here versus Wuff. Could also go for Scots, but I'm not sure that would be a great idea. I mean, he needs to, I think, prioritize the Panther IVs here. And there we go, 2 pairs of squads moving up, setting up basically sort of trying to wipe the Volksgunde on retreat as well. So we got Thompsons, we got Browning light machine guns, and we got a Sherman there on the way for Dave and the 2nd Armoured. Both Panther IVs moving eastwards, not bad. Though, of course, to note, they are a bit without support. There's a Volksgunde squad here, but they can't exactly, do much reconnaissance ahead of the Panther IVs, and there goes straight into the Jackson. In this case, didn't quite what I got there for Wuff. And now we can see sort of the infantry following up there, but it's a bit too late. Then we can see immediately the assault's broken off there. Wuff pulls back the Panthers rather than commits an engagement, which, probably be rather costly for him, which is certainly, I think, the right decision there for Wuff. Any assault from here would be reliant on speed, and when he encounters right into his opponent's own attack there, obviously any speed would sort of be out the window, down the drain. And there you go. 50 cover fire here in the centre, holding this jump patch down the centre victory point. Began an artillery strike down, I think around here. Yes, indeed. To sort of try and break up Dave's support position here. And it looks like it ends up being a bit of waste there for Wuff, though. I mean, it causes him to retreat. It does get a few kills, but ultimately, I don't think it has a huge impact there. Jaeger sneaking in there. If only the Panzers had been there to support them. Got the anti-tank, and he could rush in his Panzer force now, but the other one's being held back. And the other now is basically with limited support, and of course it's quickly being held back with infantry. And that's an easy target as well. The Jackson failed to penetrate this time around. Certainly causes their Wuff to sort of run a bit off. And he loses the Jaeger squad. He might even lose another one here. There's even some tactical assault there to help finish off. Indeed, good work there by Dave. Tactical assault is a really underutilized ability there in the paratroopers, by the way. And a great use there of Dave's just allowed to ensure wipe. And now the Panther 4 again on its own. Easy target. We got our mine there, went off. Fulton's coming up to Panther fast, but he's very likely to lose the Panther 4 here. Got the Sherman, but the Panther 4's knocked out as well. And a smoke screen down there, I think, from the Sherman right before it got blown up, allowing the Jackson to escape. Quite impressive. But less good for Wuff here, less good. He needs to be a bit more prudent in his armor usage. Otherwise, he only presents easy targets here for the tank destroyer, which is not really what Wuff should be aiming for in most circumstances. So it's now down to one Panzer 4. That is close to eventually 2. Certainly going to make things a bit more tricky. Dave, though, has not recruited his anti-tank gun, so that does help out Wuff here a bit, at least until he does get around to it. Straight into the Jackson again, another head-on assault. Kind of seems like, again, the initial sort of nicely flanking Wuff has sort of been lost. Now it's just, Wuff attacks head-on into the center of the map there and takes a bit of a beating in the process. Smokes in here, by the way, from Dave to allow him to rush the center victory point if necessary. Of course, there's already an opponent standing there, so it kind of ends up being slightly counterproductive, I think, there for Dave. Slightly. Might be a bit wrong. Although we do see them retreating there. So Panzer 4 need repairs again. Grabbing the victory point there. Bit of harassment in the east again by some Jaegers. Flooding munitions. Booby traps might still, I think, be good here for Wuff. And another Sherman there for Dave. Jason's dropping there quickly as the Jaeger sort of aim in on them. And here we are getting ever closer to veteran feed on the paratroopers. Short engagement here. Jaegers are defending, and they do gain veteran feed there versus Dave's lieutenant. Panther 4 heading in there. There we go. The Major's a lot of trouble there was the Panther 4 and the Jaeger. And Veteran 2 increasing the accuracy, very good. Sherman almost done for Dave, almost done. Got Lieutenant flanking up here behind the Jaegers. Veteran 3, a grenade assault could maybe allow them, but in this case, just fall behind cover, relying on their marksmanship to basically finish off the Lieutenant. Particularly the Veteran 3, though, and there should be a pretty good chance there. I mean, that certainly just allows them to get more nasty. And there you go. One man down, 3 to go, and they're low on health, so again, the Jaegers should have optimal sort of conditions. There we go. Jackson shoots the Rex to cover. Suddenly changing the dynamics of the fight in favour of the Lieutenant again, since he has heavy cover. And there we go, paratroopers moving in there to cut off the retreat path. Good move there by Dave again. Note he didn't try to attack head on, but actually moved against sort of flanking in there in a sense. In this case, denying the retreat path. And there you go with tactical assault. He's going to wipe the Jaegers. Huge loss there for Wuff. Virtually 3 Jaegers cut to ribbons. And he just keeps calling in more Obersoldaten. There's been no sign, oh, not Jaegers, but instead of Obersoldaten, there has been, in fact, no sign of Obersoldaten there for Wuff, which again, I think, could have helped him out, I think, quite a bit, and particularly gone for them sooner. Troops there rushing into the centre, quickly being suppressed by 50 cal. We got the light riflemen storming in there, and we got the Sherman also hot in pursuit here, giving Wuff's infantry there a hard time. Jaegers out in the open, quite exposed to the American elements there. Anti-tanking back in action as well here for Dave. And the 2nd Armoured, 17th SS is in a sticky position. Got those paratroopers just spraying the Germans with lead, gaining veteran free in the process.
Armor here.
Certainly starting to look a bit less encouraging there for Wuff. Going for a Panther not being nice. The problem is also now we've got a veteran 2 Jackson, which of course now has a higher rate of fire amongst other things. When it gets to veteran 3, that's never going to be a bit of a problem. Got a fighting position to cover the eastern victory point there. Good work by Dave. Air reconnaissance in from Dave as well, making use of the Major. Very nice there, very nice. Very sound. Grabbing the centre with a limited support there for Wuff. So Panther 4 here being fixed up. Close to veteran 3 and me salvaging the other Panzer 4 as well there for increased manpower. And a bit of munitions, well not manpower, fuel, damn it, fuel and munitions. Not that it does really need some munitions, but the fuel, I mean, could help invest towards the Panther, and I definitely think that would be quite good. I mean, it could, in theory, go for the King type, but that's going to be more time. And again, it's going to be more time where his opponent has most of the map, meaning he's got more resources than Wuff, in which case he's going to just bring up more tank destroyers, but they want to just drown the Panther or the King Tiger in trouble. I mean, the Panther in theory can also be, but the Panther will hit the battlefield a lot sooner than the King Tiger. And it's certainly also a bit more mobile. Jackson on the hunt once more for the Panther 4. The Panther 4 is quick to fall back there, perhaps, you know, hearing the roar of another engine that isn't German, and is quickly sort of trying to cover up the Panther 4 a bit. They're making it harder for the Jackson to get a clear line of fire on the Panther 4. Paratroopers are sneaking up, taking fire from the Panther 4. 16 kills for Das Vaterland. Grenade assault there compels the paratroopers to get the devil out of there. Jaegers moving up with no cover. They are in a lot of trouble there, that's the Lieutenant, and for that matter, yes. Mortar there continues to be quite a nuisance. 17 kills there. We got the Sherman moving up as well. 50 caliber ready on top of everything.
We're losing a capture point.
Wuff at this point looks like he's clearly aiming for the King Tiger, which again is going to be a pretty risky move here. Looks about to get wiped out. In this case, Wuff gets lucky again. But the King Tiger is again going to be risky. It's going to be a lot of time there. He has to wait until he can get it out, in which case again just Dave can establish a more aggressive and sort of a dominating position. Which the King Tiger then is going to of course have a much harder time sort of dealing with, and for that matter trying to change. Petrolling in there, might go for another tactical assault to try and finish him off. In this case decides not to. I think he would have pulled it off at the right time though with the tactical assault there. Done a ton of damage. He would even hit that G2, which would then of course make that one even more lethal. Well, it lasted. Wuff though continues to float quite a bit of munitions. There's still no mines. Dave's also got quite a bit. He could go for some more weapons, or he could just go for grenades. Well, he actually has gone for grenades. Well, never mind then. Yeah, reconnaissance again. So he is making active use of the munitions. In this case, just to constantly sort of gain surveillance of Wuff, what he's doing. We're getting caught here by the paratroopers. Being hosed there by Thompsons as they desperately try to get back to safety. Another boob chopper up there here from Wuff. Good move, good move. Very close to the King Tiger. And then we go Jaegers, spotted by the 50 cal. Fighting position and quick suppressing the Jaegers, who get no armor support there. Another Sherman for Dave. Another Sherman for Dave, and the second armored. Wuff moments away from the King Tiger, mere moments. We got an artillery strike called in here. Flattening the area with a lot of 105mm high explosive shells. moment off there. One of Wuff's own to boot. Certainly less good there for him, certainly less good. Another sneak up on the centre. At this point, they really should remember there's a 50 caliber covering that centre victory point. And we got the King Tiger out here, the Königstiger. We've worked to try and attack that one through the centre, wiping out the unity, and then sort of trying to make a route here behind Dave's position here. I think that could work out quite nicely, in particular, then sort of follows with the Panzer IV attacking through here once they try to deal with the King Tiger attacking through there. So, I mean, that kind of plan I think would be pretty good for Wuff. This is also, I think, we should have then saved the artillery barrage, so then during the assault, he'd call it in there, causing further havoc and chaos with Dave. But none of that, none of that. Got a big push here though from Dave. He got the Panzer IV rushing it. Careful with that. Of Wuff. Straight into the Jackson, straight into the bazookas, straight into the Sherman. Trying to blitz a bit late. We got the anti-tank as well there. The Panzer IV's already low in health. The King Tiger's rolling up as well here. But this is quickly turning pretty bad there. King Tiger there getting off some damage, a few kills here as he just barrels into it. Jackson gets a good hit there. It's in fact better if he's even using HVAC rounds to increase damage. Besides penetration, there we go. King Tiger already down to less than half health. Sherman flanking behind, looking pretty bad here for Wuff. Oh, Jackson failed to penetrate. That was, well, a far range shot, so there's a chance for it, but still pretty lucky there for Wuff. Sherman going in here. Sherman down, another hit there. King Tiger almost down already. Wuff has suffered excruciating casualties. He's down to just one infantry squad, one steel squad by Kednev and the King Tiger. And the King Tiger is soon about to burst into flames at this rate. Kednev there gets the Sherman almost. Another hit there. Sherman down. Veteran defeat. Jackson continues. King Tiger, sliver of health. Tiny sliver of health. No! The Jackson goes down. The crew goes flying. And lands pretty hard. I said we should have brought parachutes. God damn it, Carl. Shut up. There you go, the King Tiger is the survivor of this battle, but the problem is Wuff, though, he's barely got anything but that, and he's barely got anything on the map, whereas Dave very much is in control of the rest of the map. He's still got a lot of infantry, but he's got a lot of elite infantry with a lot of kills to the names. And he's got 50 calibers, he's got fighting positions. I mean, it's not really a situation that Wuff can quickly harass himself out of, in fact. So in that regard, the situation is pretty grim for Wuff, even again with the total annihilation of Dave's armoured forces, because Dave can also much more quickly replace them than Wuff can replace any of his. Grenade here I think would be a good choice for Wuff, but definitely taken down there for Wuff and the Fatherland. More Jaegers, just calling in the Jaegers time and time again, just quickly fill up the ranks. He doesn't have to bother training anything. 25 points left there for Wuff. And the King Tiger is just going straight for the center. He can't grab the point itself, but it can clear the opposition. But it's 88mm high velocity gun. We got the anti-tank gun, we got the Jackson opening up. King Tiger there, shots, and we got air support called in there. Dave calls in the P-47 anti-tank gun down over here to the King Tiger though. Low rockets flying. And there we go, GG, game over. Wuff lost control of the third victory point, and lastly bled up pretty rapidly. So here we go, game over, GG, a victory for Dave and the airborne doctrine here. Nice to see that one used, and the paratroopers displaying how potent they can be when well utilised. He could also call in some Pathfinders. I think that'd been a pretty good move there by Dave. But it's interesting fight initially, some good flanking, good manoeuvring there from both players. But ultimately, Wuff sort of fell into some not very sustainable patterns, whereas Dave sort of kept up pressure, flanking, hitting here and there, and making good use of support weapons, so that way make it hard for Wuff to move about, who never really went for more than a single light infantry gun and a few Kednev. There were no machine guns, nothing to contain Dave's infantry. He was also much less efficient, I think, in mining and laying down booby traps. Factoring as well, he also just kept attacking with his Panzer IV straight on, right into the gun lines of Dave's defences, rather than trying to flank and outmaneuver. And that really, I think, hurt Wuff more than anything, because it just cost him a lot of Panzer IVs and fed Dave a lot of experience, particularly on that Jackson. And that proved, I think, to be crucial down the road. I also think getting all those Jaegers and not some others, and there was a pretty not good choice as well for Wuff. But overall, nicely played. There's an interesting fight, I think, from both players. Again, Wuff's got some room to improve in, but Dave, again, nice use there of the airborne doctrine, so thumbs up to him. So I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe to your friends, share it with everyone. If not, send in a replay and provide some feedback in the comment section. This is Imperial Links. Cheers. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye.